Bom dia, 9 de fevereiro de 2022. Eu sou Aécio Júnior e eu estou aqui hoje para trazer para vocês um vídeo um pouco diferente. Hoje o professor não vai nos dar uma aula ou não vamos falar sobre os índices, apesar das notícias muito interessantes essa semana na internet sobre economia. Hoje eu vou apresentar um vídeo que é uma teoria de conspiração. Vamos assistir, ative aqui embaixo a legenda, para você poder entender, caso você não fale inglês, e acompanhe este vídeo. Deixe sua opinião abaixo nos comentários e nos diga o que você acha dessa possível teoria de conspiração. Se você gostou desse vídeo, deixe o seu like, assine o nosso canal logo ali abaixo e ative o sininho para que você seja notificado quando novos vídeos são publicados. Obrigado por assistir e até a próxima. Oh, hi. Good morning. My second cup of coffee, and I decided to have a little chat with you right now about something I've been thinking about in the last few days, and I just feel that there might be some truth to it. Anyway, get your cup of coffee, get a donut or two, and let's have a chat. So in the last few days, you must have seen the news. Last month, basically, Russia has been sending troops over to the border with Ukraine. Now, that's causing a lot of people to get very nervous because it seems like Russia is going to invade Ukraine. And that's certainly what I think they want everybody to think. And the reason I say that is because this morning I was thinking, my first cup of coffee kicked in, and I was thinking about this whole situation. In Sky News, the president of Ukraine sent out a message to the world, especially the United States, saying that this whole news about them being invaded by Russia is destroying the economy of his country. Yeah, that just might be panic and, evasion of, funds and money and people getting all their valuables out of the country before the war, before Russia takes over, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, that does make sense. But then he put a money value on it. He said, well, for the economy of my country to recover, I need $45 billion. And that just sparked a thought in my mind. I just kept thinking about that, that very specific value, that very specific amount of money that he wants. And then I thought, Russia keeps saying that they're not going to invade. Putin keeps saying, no, this is just a military exercise. We're not going to invade Ukraine. There's no plan in that. What if there really isn't? What if there really isn't? And I don't say that lightly. What if it is the truth? What if Vladimir Putin really does not want to invade Ukraine? What if Vladimir Zelensky, that's his name, the president of Ukraine, either he came up with this or Putin and him got together one day over a glass of vodka and, came up with this, or they just thought maybe Putin put him up to it. I don't know. Of course, remember, this is all just a theory. There is no real basis in evidence and reality, anything for this. So call it a conspiracy theory if you want, but it's a theory that I thought of this morning and I thought I'd share it. So what if either Zelensky or Putin or both or whatever, somebody came up and said, hey, why don't you pretend like you're going to invade Ukraine? If you drive a whole bunch of troops over to your border with Ukraine, naturally, everybody will assume invasion. Because when you hear hoofs, you think of horses, not of zebras. So where there's smoke, there's fire, and all the other, ready-made phrases out there. But what if they said, hey, how about this? You put troops there on the border, you amass a huge amount of troops as if I'm going to invade Ukraine again, yay, because historically it's happened. And then we ask the West for money. They give us all this money, you take your troops away, and we have a few $billion there for the Ukraine government to spend or do however they choose. So I ask you now, over this nice cup of coffee, what if this is all a giant hoax by President Zelensky? Or by Putin, or by both, or by someone else that just gave them the idea, said, hey guys, I know how you can make $4 to $5 billion free money from the US or from the Western countries. Just, stage an invasion. You don't really need to invade, do a military exercise, get all these troops going, it's fun for them, fun for you, and get all this money from the West. Wouldn't that be just genius? Again, just a theory, just my personal theory. I don't have any basis in fact in this because, of course, it's being well done. But the fact that Russia, powerful country, all of a sudden amasses troops, puts them over on the border with Ukraine for no apparent reason, but doesn't invade, just keeps them there. Every time the press asks, Putin denies it. No, not going to invade Ukraine. But the Western world, oh my God, Russia's going to invade Ukraine. Let's put, troops in Europe. Hey, England. Hey, Germany. What are your position? What are you going to do? And, create all this panic. But bottom line is, they want money. Let's make the U.S. pay us a few $1 billion. Let's make, Europe pay us a few billion euro, to help us out. That would boost their economy for sure. And that would be a master plan. Think about it. Again, this is my conspiracy theory. This is my theory. There is no basis in reality. There is no fact behind it that I can prove that this is what is actually going on. Basis in reality, well, just take a look at what's going on there in the Ukraine border and you can think of the basis in reality. So I leave it up to you. Have a nice cup of coffee, think about it, and let me know down in the comments what you think about this. Cheers.